Hello, my name is Douglas Bloch. Welcome to the Depression Recovery Channel, where each week we talk about practical tools and coping strategies for healing from depression and anxiety. Today is Flashback Friday, a feature in which I republish one of my earlier videos you might not have seen that contains really important coping strategies that will help you attain a better mood. Now here's today's video. The title of today's video is Overcoming the Pain of Depression. But before we get into it, we have to tell our cursory joke, and I really like this one. I just love good puns. So anyway, why did the archaeologist quit his job? Well, his career was in ruins. All right, that was a good one. So, anyone who's experienced a major depression will tell you that the emotional and psychic pain they're feeling is unlike anything they've ever known. According to the great suicidology researcher Edward Schneidman, he coined it actually a word for this extreme emotional agony. He called it psychache, kind of like toothache. And according to him, why psychache is different from other psychological pain is that the pain, the suffering is experienced as intolerable. The person can simply not bear it. And a really good poignant description of this was given by our great President Abraham Lincoln. Many of you know he suffered from depression his whole life, depressed on the eve of his marriage. And he said, "I am now the most miserable man living. If what I feel were equally distributed to the whole human family, there would be not one cheerful face on earth." In addition to its intensity, psychache has two other properties. First, it's chronic. It's always with you. I remember one time during this bad depression, I was thinking, well, you know what? I'll cheer myself up. I'll go take a walk up Angel's Rest in the Columbia River Gorge. And it was a beautiful day, 75 degrees, a perfect summer's day, and yet all I could think about was, should I jump off the cliff when I get to the top? The outer environment could do nothing to assuage my inner suffering. The second thing about psychache, or the pain of depression, is it feels like it will never end. You feel like you're stuck there forever. And when this goes on long enough, it's natural for the mind to turn to thoughts of suicide. So what's going on here? What's going on with psychache, the pain of depression, is that your coping resources are not enough to basically manage or decrease the pain of depression. In other words, the pain, the psychache, is overwhelming your ability to cope with that pain. And I love a little description I once saw on the internet. It was from a book called Out of the Nightmare, about suicidal pain by David Conroy. And it's a picture of a scale. On the one hand is unbearable pain. Coping resource is on the right. And as you can see, unbearable pain is heavier, weighing it down. And well, this is like going into battle where you have 1,000 troops and the enemy has 10,000, right? So it's not a fair fight. So what you need to do to correct this imbalance is to basically what I call in the troops. And in terms of my model here, it means adding a couple of coping strategies or coping resources to that side of the scale. And if that happens, you see that now the coping resources get the upper hand. The good news is that since the body and the mind are always striving towards health and wholeness, we have this, what Andy Wilde called this healing mechanism. The naturopaths call it the healing power of nature. You know, you cut your finger, you don't have to do anything. Your body heals the cut. So because we have this part of ourselves that is always working to make us more more well, it doesn't take a whole lot of coping resources to tip the balance in your favor, tip the balance of the scale. Even one or two can be enough to shift your experience from the pain being unbearable to the pain being bearable. So what do I mean by a coping resource? Well, I've come up with a definition that I like. Hope you will too. A coping resource is any thought or behavior that decreases feelings of pain and increases feelings of health and well-being. And I've got a few examples I'd like to share with you right now. Some of my favorites: hope, even affection, seeing a therapist, taking medication, touch and spending time in nature, music, having a sense of purpose, laughter, prayer, having a spiritual practice, having something to look forward to, and, as we said in our last video, loving your pet. And fortunately, since my major breakdown 22 years ago, I've spent the last 22 years coming up with a list of coping resources that I can use and share with others that essentially can help overcome the pain of depression. And I have a chart. You've seen it before, many of you who watch these videos. It's called Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood. And if you'd like a copy of this chart for free, either simply put your email in the comments section, or you can email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com, put self-care activities chart in the subject line, or just talk about it in the regular body, and I will be more than happy to send it to you. So what I would like you to do is, based on this list up here that you've seen on the screen or your own, I'd like you to start incorporating one new coping strategy every day that you haven't used before, and one that you have. Do 2 things every day that will shift your body-mind from unbearable pain to bearable pain, from pain to well-being. And because, as I've said, since the body-mind are always moving towards wholeness and health, if you set the intention to heal, make a decision you want to get well, if you reach out for support, realize we can't heal by ourselves, we need to heal in community, and if you apply these coping strategies one day at a time, I strongly believe that day by day, month by month, you will eventually overcome the pain of depression. This has been Douglas Bloch. I hope you found the information on this Flashback Friday video helpful. If so, please give it a like, as likes draw more and more people to this channel, and hopefully some more subscribers. You can also leave your comments in the comments section, or email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com. If you do want to subscribe to this channel, click on my photo in the closing credits. You'll be taken to my subscribe page. And if you click on the bell to the right, you'll be notified every time I do a new video or live chat. And if you want to contribute to this channel and become a patron, simply click on the Patreon image. You'll be taken to my crowdfunding site. And until next video, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Thank you so much.